Hi everybody. Haven't spoken in a long time. Well, I did a little musing the other day, but it's really so pointless me saying anything, but I still have to speak out when I see. My heart is just breaking, guys. And I just want to put out a warning. Maybe somebody with more connections hears this. I don't know. I have noticed for a long while now that we're actually having an enormous insect population crash. I'm 63 in November, okay? I have life experience. I've lived here it will be 18 years come January, so 17 years and 8 months. I used to have somewhere in the region of 100 little birds, all sorts, blue tits, loads of sparrows, finches, all sorts of different finches, wood pigeons that would feed here. If you go to my music playlist and you go way back when I made the first videos, especially this one here at the beginning, you can hear the birdies in the background. I'm very overgrown. My front garden is like a jungle, basically. I have huge buddleia bushes in the front. I have several fruit trees in the front. I have enormous fuchsias that I cut back every year sharply, and they come back like there's no tomorrow. So plant life is growing like crazy. I don't even know where it's finding its food source in the front garden, but the birds have gone. And they've gone completely. My pigeons are gone. My sparrows are gone. I had no house martins this year, and I used to have nine different pairs, sometimes raising up to 3 clutches of youngsters in a year, and I've had none this year. I've just driven through the countryside for 2.5 hours, and my windscreen was completely clean, which is totally abnormal. We're talking, 23rd of August, warm weather, moist. There should be oodles of insects outside, covering the windscreen. When I was young, I remember driving my motorbike and my windscreen would be completely covered in dead insects on a ride in the summer. We used to have to, wash the windscreens daily because they'd be splattered with dead insects. Nothing. We're having an absolute catastrophic collapse of insect populations. The bees aren't even that affected because the beekeepers are doing their very best to look after the bees. I listen to not just English podcasts and English videos, American videos. I also have access to a lot of German channels that I listen to, one of which is a beekeeper who has just put out the same alarm call for Germany, saying we are having a major crash of insect populations, and with that we're having a crash in bird populations. If I go out in the woods here, I go for walks, there's so few birdies that you hear, and it should be humming and buzzing with birds. I haven't stopped feeding the birds, so that's not the reason. I mean, I lost my chickens in January. That was a nightmare. In that big storm, I had 13 days no electricity, no running water, and my barn collapsed, so I had to find a new home for the horses. They're gone. I'm depressed, as you would not believe how depressed I am about all of that. The worst of it is that I can see this absolute collapse happening, and I'm totally powerless. There's a young lady who comes bird watching here down my lane. I live at the edge of a bog. She sets herself up with a telescope and looks for birds. I had a talk to her, and she said as well, yes, she can confirm singing bird populations are collapsing. And it's not just that, is it? I'm going to leave you a couple of links underneath this video. I can't put them in the description anymore for some bizarre reason. I'm not allowed to do that, so I have to leave them in the comment section. All this talk about China. Oh, big bad China, right? China is going down as well. All their infrastructure has been built shabbily. There's the China show. You can go onto their channels. These two guys here who keep reporting about China and the bad build quality, but not just that, but the workers are not being paid, so there's huge frustration.
Devastating. Take a look.
So they're setting entire factories and stuff on fire. So I've just come across this on my feed. This was a factory that exploded, and all of these cars that were ready for shipping burnt up in that explosion. I mean, it's massive, the destruction, and they're collecting these incidences across China because the people are just fed up in China. I mean, can you blame them? They're slaves, right? And you know, the West has been supplied with cheap shit, all this cheap plastic crap that people buy. All basically, you know, made by slaves in China. I don't know what they're like about sharing. I'll speed this up, and maybe I have to cut it out. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. But look at this explosion. Look at this explosion that went off. You can imagine, can't you? This was a Dutch guy who stayed in China who recorded this from his apartment. So China's going down big time. It's paper tiger. And I came across this video here. This is the most important video of 2025, seriously. He's talking about the data centers. This AI shit. And not only is it bringing in a surveillance society, but they're unsustainable. They're completely unsustainable. Millions of gigabytes of electricity needed, right? Red Canary magazine recently reported that the water demand of nearly 60 centers in Phoenix is about 177 million gallons a day, right? So your water prices are going to go up, your electricity prices are going up like crazy. This is nuts. After Meta broke ground on a $750 million data center on the edge of Newtown County, Georgia, the water taps in Beverly and Jeff Morrison home went dry. The couple's house, which uses well water, is 1,000 feet from Meta's new data center. Months after construction began in 2018, the Morrises' dishwasher, ice maker, washing machine, and toilet all stopped working, said Beverly Morris, now 71. Within a year, the water pressure had slowed to a trickle. Soon, nothing came out of the bathroom and kitchen taps, right? They obviously need these data centers and all this AI shit to inflict their control system on us, right? I think they're going to automate all of that. Meanwhile, I think they're past caring. So you're losing farmland 22,250 acres of farmland that will never be farmed again. Sauer, a registered nurse in central Louisiana, tells me that, of course, is a concern of mine for my children and my grandchildren one day. This is because of data centers being built there, right? I am so worried for my son and his future. And, yeah. Machine surveillance is being supercharged by large AI models. Limits and guard rails are vital to protect our privacy and liberty as well as our sanity against omnipresent AI surveillance. Imagine an America where multiple police officers and security guards stand watch on every block, in every park, in every store, in every other public space around the clock. Because they know where it's heading. That's why you're going to get these people. And the worrying thing is that we're all enforcing this upon one another. So he shows us all of this in his video, right? How these data centers are going to basically not only destroy farmland, they need, the amount of electricity that they need and the amount of water resources that they need is absolutely ridiculous. He reckons that, this is a push to push the investments, the share price down for these data companies and data centers, because he's thinking that then they're going to, when the share prices fall, that they're going to buy them up and make profit. So his bright idea in all of this was, I'm going to invest in these AI investment companies because they're going to push the price down, and when it's down, they're going to invest and make huge profits, right? That's his bright idea. While we're having ecological collapse happening on a vast and very, very scary scale. I mean, seriously, scary. The birds are gone, guys. I'm not making a joke here. I am seriously concerned about all of this. So we're basically destroying ourselves, and we're being forced to pay for our own destruction. Meanwhile, the rich people are digging themselves underground, and there's a possibility that they actually don't care. That it's actually their goal to destroy the planet, so that very, very few people just survive the ensuing disasters that are going to come. And that they're going to go bunker themselves in for, 50 years, 70 years, 100 years, who knows. And then resurface, And with the collected DNA that they've stored in all of these bunkers in the ice, that they're going to restart, the flora and fauna of this planet, which there is a distinct possibility that actually that's their thinking. I found a guy has done very credible research, C.J. Bjerkjens, his name is. It's a bit shocking what he puts out, but if you're strong-willed and open-hearted and listen to what he has to say, you can see where he's coming from, and he has proof for everything he says. So God knows, I don't know what to say. I just say, look, I have to put out what I'm observing, what I'm seeing, and it's not good. It's really not good. And if people think they can vote themselves out of this trouble, well, if voting would ever, serve any purpose, you wouldn't be allowed to vote. Because this planet is literally controlled by evil forces. And I think they're going all out. And I think they go as far as destroying entire ecosystems as long as they get rid of most of us, basically. 'Cause that's where it's headed. It's headed for nothing good. And, this AI stuff, needs to be boycotted. It really does. This is absolutely nuts. August 19th, Vantage Data Centers said on Tuesday it would spend more than $25 billion to build a 1,200-acre data center campus in Shackleford County, Texas, as surging demand for artificial intelligence infrastructure fuels mega-scale developments. Backed by private equity from Silver Lake and asset managers Digital Bridge, Vantage said the 1.4 gigawatts campus, dubbed Frontier, is the largest in its global portfolio, and they're planning them everywhere. And people just, they embrace this shit, and, well, you're digging your own grave. I'm sorry. This is not going to end well. This is not going to end well. And our infatuation with this technology has to come to an end if we want to save our ecologies, which are collapsing as we speak all around us. I mean, God knows what the towers do to the insects, the insecticides, the spraying from the sky, the this, the that, and the other. It's all combined. It's collapsing our ecosystem. And when the insects go, man, that is such a serious chain reaction collapse. Like I said, the birds are gone. Guys, my birds are gone. I used to have birds here all year round. Between 100 and 150 wild birdies that were nesting in all my little plantations here that are made available for them in all the bushes and everywhere. And I'd feed, my feed bills were horrendous because I didn't just feed the chickens, I fed the birds and I fed the rats as well. Right, guys? So for all the good that it does, I'll put this out, and it's my warning. I can't do much more than that. I'm not doing very well at all. My chances of surviving this are basically zero. So I'll stick those links underneath this video if you want to have a look at it yourself. And I suggest that people share and try and explain this situation to as many people as you possibly can. If you hear my little warning cry here, and share whatever information you have as best as you can with everybody, because it's really urgent, guys. It's really, really urgent. We put a stop to this insanity. Right, I'll leave it at that.